Okay, so what we have splayed out here in front of us is a Tron. This Tron would not boot right when I first got to it. A lot of times in the cabinet, the sync would be completely shot. You'd get some image on the screen, but no sync, so everything was bouncing around. Couldn't really make out what was going on. Other times the screen would just be blank. Game never came up. At least it didn't seem like it was coming up. I figured it was power supply. It had the original ribbon cable still. Hey, these here. And you can even see where that one's separated on the end. So I thought for sure it was just power supply and ribbon cables. It wasn't power supply and ribbon cables. So I brought the board into my bench, and on my monitor on the bench, this monitor shuts down if horizontal or vertical sync is too out of whack. So I wasn't getting anything. And then I remembered that the CPU board by itself will generate an image. It won't be wrong, it won't be right. It'll be completely undistinguishable from any other MCR game, but it'll be something. Solid color with moving colors here and there, blocks here and there, whatever. So I got rid of the SSIO, got rid of the video gen, and I had a picture. Well, okay. After reseating some parts, the picture seemed to be a little bit better, so I started putting things back together. I connected these 3 cables, connecting to the video gen. Picture was gone. So I pulled it off, pulled these 3 off again, picture came back. I had it powered up. I did this by accident. I started plugging these cables back in, and the image started showing up. The first cable here gave me something, second cable here gave me something, and the third cable, when I plugged it in, I had that. Thought for sure we were okay. So then I put everything back together, put the SSIO back on it, and powered it up, and the screen was blank. So, okay, pull the SSIO off. The screen's still blank. Pull the video gen off. Now I've got that solid picture again. So I started plugging things in, now this time powered down, one at a time. This one, then this one, then this one. And I plugged in this one here. That's when the screen went away. So then I started looking at the schematics, and pins 9 and 10 on this connector. As a matter of fact, I replaced that connector too. Thought, well, maybe that connector screwed up, right? Pins 9 and 10 on this connector are horizontal clock, or H clock. I imagine it's horizontal clock. So I lifted 9 and 10, and I plugged this cable back in. I had a picture. Wasn't right, but it was close. So I plugged pin 9 back in. Picture. Plugged pin 10 back in. No picture. So we started looking at what's connected to pin 10. Pin 10 comes up here to A10 and A11. I think it hits A10 first. That is a S74. So I took another 74, piggybacked it on top of that one, the one that was on the board, power cycled it, it came up. That chip's got to be bad. That chip wasn't bad. Same thing over here. Little piggyback, came up. That one's got to be bad. Nope, that wasn't bad. So I started looking around the circuit here. You see that crystal? So you can't measure the output of the crystal directly. You have to measure from either side of the resistors or caps or whatever that are connected to the crystal. And it happened to be this resistor right here is one of the 2 resistors. I imagine that's the other one, connected to the output of the crystal. So I checked the resistor. Now the factory crystal is a 19.968. Yeah, here. Well, I'm not going to focus on that. And take my word for it. So yeah, 19.968 something or other. My scope said 33 megahertz. Way out of whack. replaced that crystal, power cycles, and works every time now. So it took me a good couple hours to figure that one out. It was pretty bizarre. But yeah, so there you have it.